2x, top?
Oh, x plus 4.
X plus 4. What about the side?
Up to x plus 4.
Plus 1. And then what would the center represent?
X squared.
How many x squared?
2x
2x squared.
Plus 9.
9x
Plus 4.
plus 4. Okay, so when you look down at your answer choices, you're looking for the product of 2x plus 1 times x plus 4 equals 2x squared plus 9x plus 4. Which answer choice matches that scenario? F. Good. So what you're doing for 1 through 6 is you're just matching what the model is with the algebraic representation. Okay? So take about 2 or 3 minutes. Get that done? All right, number 2, what'd you get?
B.
B, is it boy? Number 3? 4? E? Elephant. 5?
A.
The phone up.
And B.
Very good. So, that being said, your next 2 problems are very similar. But there's no answer choices to go with them. So what you're doing is you're going to write the factors. So these outside pieces are our factors. And then the algebraic product that goes with it. So looking at your factors, how would I write that top factor?
X plus 4.
X plus 4. The side factor. X minus 3. When you multiply those together, what is the center?
X squared.
Plus x minus 12. Very good. What about number 8? What's your first factor?
2x minus 3.
2x minus 3. What's your second factor? 3x minus 1. What's your product? Very good. Okay, so what we're going to be doing with these tiles today is we've multiplied, right? So we've figured out the center. We've divided, so we've used the side and the center to figure out the top. Now, all we have is the center, and we're figuring out both sides. So it's going to be a little bit of a guessing game with some hints along the way. So we're going to try to rearrange these tiles to figure out what our 2 factors are. But remember when we were dividing, and I told you guys how you could possibly check, right? The first 2 terms have to equal the first term, and then the last 2 terms have to equal the last term, right? Everybody remember that? So that's going to play a big part when you're trying to factor. So realistically, when we were dividing, we started with the left-hand side, but do we have the left-hand side?
No.
No. So the next thing we looked at was the first term. What is my first term? X squared. So let's start right there. X squared. If I have x squared, does that lead me to any part of my factors? X and x. Good. With that, I now need to figure out what happens after x. So look at your last term. What are the factors of that last term? Kind of like what we did on GCF. What are the factors of that last term? 2 and 4.
8 and 1.
8 and 1. Okay. Now, we need something that's going to help us factor this out. So I'm going to choose 2 and 4. Look back at what you have and think about why I would have chosen 2 and 4 and not 8 and 1. Does anybody see a connection? Got it. Good. If I add 2 and 4, that's going to give me that central 6. Because if I put 2 here and 4 here, before it gives me that 8, what's it going to create here? X's. So I'm going to get 2 X's on the side and 4 X's down that first column, which will give me that 6X that I need. Will it then give me the 8 that I need as well?
Yeah.
Why?
4 times 2 is 8.
Because 4 times 2 is 8. So I have now factored x squared plus 6x plus 8. So what are my 2 factors? X plus 2, x plus 4. Okay. Let's look down here at number 11. I know I'm skipping number 10. Where would I start? X squared. What is x squared going to lead me to? X and x. Okay. Think about factors of 6. What are my factors of 6? 3 and 2 and 6 and 1. Which one of those sets is going to be useful to us? 3 and 2. Why 3 and 2? It makes 5. Does it matter where I put 3 and where I put 2? Nope. I'm going to put 3 and I'm going to put 2. So down that first column, you get 2 X's. What do you get out to the side? 3 X's. So I have my 5X that I need. And then how many units or singles does it give you to round out that rectangle?
6.
Does everything check out? Yep. Okay, so my factors are
X plus 2 and x plus 3.
very good. Okay. Look at number 10. A little bit trickier. Why? There's 4x squared. Okay. So there's a few different ways that we can make 4x squared. Because I've got, how many ways can you make 4 with multiplication? 2 times 2 or 4 times 1. So I can either stack 4x squared or I can have 2 and 2. So here's where it kind of, with tiles, it kind of becomes a guessing game, right? Let's start with 2 by 2 and see how that works for us. We may have to erase. I'll take it or no. Okay. So What does that lead me to? 2x. Why don't y'all put your pencils down? Why don't we just work through it together on the board? Because if we need to erase, some of y'all are working on the pen. All right. 2x and 2x. Everybody agree? Okay. -3. How do I make -3?
You could do 3 and 1.
3 and 1. That's it, right? Everybody with me there? 3 and 1. Okay, before I go shading anything, let's see if it's going to work. What gets created down here? X. What's going to get created here? 6x. Okay, now let's play around with the signs a little bit. I need
-4.
-4. So, which do I need more of, negatives or positives? Negatives, because I need -4 to come out of that. So, will the 3 be negative or will the 1 be negative? The 3, because if I take -6x and I add 2x to it, what am I going to get?
-4x.
-4x. So now you can go ahead and draw it in on your paper because it worked. Because what's our final piece going to be down to round out that rectangle? -3, which is exactly what we needed. Okay, so what are my factors? 2x minus 3 and 2x plus 1. Bless you. Let's round out this last one. 3x squared minus 7x plus 2. Yay. Okay, question though. We've dealt with a couple of problems that had all positives, right? Then we took number 10, which had a negative third term and a negative middle term. But what's different about number 12? The center term is negative. How in the world am I going to get a positive product at the end and a negative center term? Very good. So, 2 negatives multiplied give me a positive. 2 negatives when added together give me a negative. Okay, 3x squared. Lucky for us, the only way to make 3 is 3 times 1. What you got going on there? 3 times 1. All right. 3 times 1. So you can set them side by side or stack them. Okay. So what's the top value going to be? X. What's the side value going to be? 3x. I hear people packing up, but I'm not done.
This bench is not done, Sam.
Okay, 3x. Now, what makes 2?
1 and 1. 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay, here's the deal though. Let's start with 1 and 1. Why do you think I'm starting with 1 and 1? I don't know where to place the second one because I need 7 negatives. But I've got If I add 1 and 1, how many do I have? How many negative x's do I have? 4. 4. How many more do I need? 3. So where can I put my next negative 1 in order to get 3? The top. If I put it, If I put it on the bottom, then I only would have gotten 1 more, but I need 3 more. So 1, 2, 3, and then negative 2 times negative 1 gives me positive 2. So what are my factors?
X plus 2, or X minus 2.
X minus 2 and
X minus 2.
X minus 1. Finish the packet for homework.